Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name's Alicia. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. I'm either really good at uploading or I'm a little bit sporadic. Currently, I am a little bit sporadic just because I'm working like 50 plus hours a week right now. I work at a CPA firm, and January through April, that is our busiest season. So I also take master's classes. So I'm stretched a little bit thin right now, but there are so many videos that I want to get up for you guys, and I'm going to try my best to get those uploaded and get back on a normal schedule. So I hope that you will stick around and subscribe is basically what I'm trying to say here. All right, today's video, obviously we're doing this makeup look here. I picked up a few things from Urban Decay, and sadly I picked these up when they were not on sale, but for the sale price, it's even more worth the money, obviously. I picked up the Urban Decay and Rosie Eisenberg collection. I don't know who Rosie Eisenberg is. I did not look it up for this video. She's probably like on Instagram or something like that, but I think that she lives out of California. It said that some of these eyeshadows were supposed to be based on California sunsets, also alien vibes. She says she's like an alien babe, so definitely up my alley for sure. But I picked up the eyeshadow palette, and I also picked up the little eyeliner duo. The eyeshadow palette normally retails for $54. It is on sale right now for $27. The duo of the 24/7 Glide On eye pencils retails for $23, so not a big difference in price. Now, after doing this look, I will go ahead and tell you I prefer the eyeliners, but you can stick around and see for yourself in the tutorial, what you think. Now, this is the actual palette itself here. Again, absolutely beautiful. Love the packaging on these. Definitely like typical Naked quality, right? You open it up, of course you have a mirror, you have this brush here, and then this is what the color story itself looks like. Definitely some different colors in terms of Naked palettes. A lot of the times they're a lot more neutral, like everyday type of shades, and really in this palette you are getting kind of an everyday palette as well. I mean, if you cover up those 4 shades, this is very everyday wearable colors, right? But having these pops in there does make it a little bit more interesting. I will say these 2 shades are very similar to one another. You will see swatches in the later part of the video, so stick around for that. But yeah, this is the palette we're going to be using in today's video. Now, I will say it is a little bit different compared to other Naked palettes. I'm going to pull out a few other ones that I have. All right, so I'm pretty sure I have like every Naked palette that has come out. I am a Urban Decay Naked eyeshadow palette collector. I have been for years. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of my favorite ones. The Naked Cherry, I love this palette. But as you can tell, this is very like monochromatic, right? Same deal with the Heat eyeshadow palette. Again, one of my very favorite palettes, but again, very, very monochromatic. Now, this one I thought was very interesting, and I wanted to pull this one out specifically because it reminded me of the Robin Eisenberg palette. So this is the Ultraviolet palette, and I think this is probably the newest, other than this Robin one, that they have released. Some of these shades are very, very similar, specifically like these 2. So I wanted to kind of compare those. And then last up, I think this is one of everyone's favorites, but this is the Honey palette. The quality on this one is so nice. If you have not picked this one up and this color story is up your alley, highly recommend this one. But yeah, I definitely wanted to compare these 2. I mean, if you have the Ultraviolet, I'm sure you were thinking the same thing. So here are these 2 color stories compared to one another. You will see they both do have like peachy shades, whereas this one has more of like reds. This one has that like pop of green, but this is more of like an orangey red type of pop in here. This one is more purple, whereas this one is more blue. So I can justify it in my head, but I did want to swatch these two shades. So this one is from the Robin Eisenberg palette, and this one right here is from the Ultraviolet palette. These are the two I thought were the most similar, and of course they are a little bit similar, I mean, but I do think this one is definitely more purple in the Ultraviolet, and this one does have more blue in the Robin Eisenberg palette. So I did just want to throw that out there for you guys. Let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pin my hair back and we'll go ahead and get started with this palette. Okay, so this is the outer packaging here. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. Now, personally, I don't know who Robin Eisenberg is, so we are just going to be focusing on this eyeshadow palette itself. I don't know anything about the collaborator, but I will say this palette is absolutely stunning. It definitely gives me alien vibes, and there is a comment about like an alien babe on the back of the packaging. So right up my alley. And also, I guess she lives maybe in California. It's supposed to have like colors of California sunsets. But yeah, here is the color story. I think this is absolutely beautiful. The main thing that was grabbing me was this like bluish purple periwinkle type shade here, because I love colors like that. So I definitely, you know, kind of wanted to play in this today. Now, they have been doing naked eyeshadow palettes for a very long time. I do feel like this color story is different than anything else that they have really come up with. Now, if you look at it really, I mean, this is everyday colors, right? So, I mean, you're not really getting a full palette that is just like mind-blowing new, but I mean, there are some pretty shades in here. So I'm interested to see what kind of look we're gonna get, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm gonna take this little Luxie brush here, and I'm gonna go into this shade right there, which is Home Planet. And ooh, this feels super creamy. A little crumbly. Let's see. All right, so I'm just going to blend this into the crease. It's a little bit sheer, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, I definitely am having to build this shade up, which is fine. I mean, I would rather something be buildable than too pigmented, but I will say it's a little bit more sheer than I was expecting. All right, and I think, I mean, the look I'm gonna do is gonna be very simple. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is Ice Crater, and I'm going to use my finger to apply that, and I'm just going to put this all over the lid. Now, I did prime my eyelids with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. That is the one that I always use, and specifically when I'm trying new eyeshadows as well, just because I know how shadows perform on top of this base. You guys will have to let me know what you think. I mean, it's pretty, but so far it's not anything like mind-blowing to me. All right, now I'm gonna go into this darker-ish blue right beside it, and this one is called Alien Babe. And again, I'm gonna put that on my finger, and I'm just gonna tap this in the outer corner over here. Those two shades on the eye don't really look too much different, do they? This is Ice Crater, and then this is Alien Babe. So Ice Crater, Alien Babe. I mean, I guess, but those are really pretty similar, and especially, like I said, when you get it on the eye. All right, guys, so this is the look. I mean, honestly, I feel like this palette is lacking like a black. I feel like we need a black to deepen this up. So I think I'm gonna go into another palette and grab that really quickly. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is actually go into my Glam Light Scooby-Doo palette here, and I'm gonna go into this purple shade here, this deep, dark, dark purple. All right, and basically just in the outer V over here, I'm just gonna deepen this up just to give us a little bit more dimension to the eye. Okay. And then with a little blending brush, I'm just gonna kind of tap over that just to help us blend without disrupting too much of the eyeshadow. I'm gonna go back in with that same brush we used, and I'm gonna go into Moon Sand, which is this cream shade, and I'm gonna brush this under the brow. I also picked up the eyeliner set that came with this. Now, the palette, as I mentioned, this is on sale for $27 right now. So if you're interested in this, highly recommend picking that up. But this little duo set here retails for $23, and you are getting 2 full-size eyeliners in there. The packaging on these are so cute. It's got little snowflakes and little planets on there. I think it's so cute. I'm a space nerd, so for me, I'm like loving this. All right, this one is called Lunar Landing. This is the one that I was the most excited about, obviously. And then we also have Snow or Stars, and that is like the black kind of shimmer shade. All right, so here is the black right there, super creamy. This is the classic like 24/7 glide on eye pencil formula. I love that formula so much. This is the one, again, I was excited about. These are super creamy, and I'm going to be using this one on the lower lash line. This one, I'm going to deepen up that top lash line. All right, so all I'm going to do is just take this pencil and right along the lashes, I'm just drawing to kind of deepen the lash line up and make our lashes appear thicker than they are. All right, do you see how much of a difference that made? So I'm gonna go ahead, catch up the other eye. I'm gonna do a bit of the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be back to finish off the eyes. All right, I'm back. I've got on a good bit of the rest of my makeup, and now we are gonna go ahead and go in with this eyeliner. This one is again called Lunar Landing. Now, the swatch I had of these on my hand, it was like so stuck on there. So these really set down. I had to like scrub it off. Now, it's not really going into my waterline, and I think it's just because it's so watery. So I think I'm just going to try to get this, you know, like on the lash line down here. So I definitely do want this periwinkle, you know, blue type of a shade to really be the standout for us. All right, so that is beautiful. I freaking love this eyeliner. Next up, I'm going to go into a little pencil brush, and I think the shade I'm going to use is this one right here, this Alien Babe. And it is a shimmer shade, so I am really going to kind of tap this off. And I'm going to blend this down here. right, and then for the inner corner, I'm going to go in again with Home Planet. And I'm going to put that like right here on this inner third. Just because I told you this is more of a sheer color. I am going to kind of build it up. But I'm going to have that be right there on that inner third. And then I'm going to go back in with this Moon Sand shade, and that's going to be our inner corner highlight. I feel like this shade has a little bit of like a pink, like an opalescence to it. I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera, but it definitely has like a pink undertone, pink shift, if you will. I think that'd be a really pretty highlighter too. If you were in a pinch, you could use that as a highlight. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, finish up the other eye, put on my mascara, and then we'll be back to talk about this collection. Alright guys, so this is the completed eyeshadow look. I really like it. I'm really happy with it. Having said that, I don't think this is like the best quality eyeshadows that Urban Decay has put out by any means. I love this packaging. I think the packaging of this is absolutely beautiful. Again, I love like the alien vibes, all of that. You guys know, if you're familiar with this channel, huge space nerd. And I love these blue and like periwinkle type colors anyway. I do like that you do have an everyday palette in the rest of this eyeshadow palette in case that is more up your alley, which I think for most of us, these are going to be more colors that we kind of go towards every single day. I do like this shade right here. As I mentioned, I think that would be really pretty even as a highlighter. It is, again, what I have on the inner corner, and I love the way that this catches the light. I think that is a beautiful shade and a beautiful addition to this palette. Some of these shades, you know, like I said, they were a little bit more sheer. You do have to build them up. Like on my lid currently, I've probably built this up 3 or 4 times. So just to give you an idea, I did go ahead and swatch the whole palette out. You can barely see that highlighter shade, but it is right here. But this is that whole palette swatched out in case you are interested. This shade is absolutely stunning, as well as this red. Those were like standout shades for me whenever I was swatching this palette. But there are a little bit of crumbly shades, you know, as you saw, this like periwinkle shade here, a little bit crumbly. So again, just not the best formula, a little bit dusty, but you can make it work and you can get a beautiful eye look. Do you want to do that at the $54 price tag? No, but for $27, I think it is worth it if this is a color story that you're interested in. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.